because a lot of people keep you in their life for what you do for them and not for you.
You pay your whole damn rent for it. You out your mind?
Yeah.
That's a hell of an ask. And I know you say you shoot your shot. I'm all for helping people. I'm all for it. But for her not to even say thank you, that means that she feels like this help is just part of the friendship. There's another Reddit post, and it's called "What Should I Do?" This is what the poster writes. My longtime friend Jennifer is a single mom of 3 kids, ages 5, 8, and 10. She was married but divorced her husband about 3 years ago, and the husband isn't very involved or helpful, and the kids actually prefer not to see him. For the past 5 years, I've helped Jennifer raise her kids as she works different jobs to help support her kids. In addition to paying 30% of her rent, I often provide groceries, and help with taking the kids to and from school. Yes, I know it's above and beyond, but I care about the kids, and I see that Jennifer is truly struggling. Last Friday, her oldest was involved in an accident at school during their PE class. From what I was told, they were playing flag football, and one of the bigger kids legit tackled her as a joke. However, this actually caused a severe injury where not only was her hip dislocated, but required immediate surgery to fix a tear in the tendon. I spent the last 5 days at the hospital with Jennifer and her kids, bringing them food, sitting in with doctors, and taking notes, just being a support system. However, I've spent a lot of my own money during this time, and now Jennifer is asking me a lot of help. A lot of help. This person didn't write well, but that's okay. With her daughter being released from the hospital soon, Jennifer has to make up all the money she lost by not going to work and somehow pay for a lawyer to sue the school and cover all those hospital expenses. She asked me to pay her entire rent for the month of May, in addition to all that I've already spent, and says it's only for this month. This is a huge ask of me, and would essentially take up my whole paycheck. She begs me for this kind of help. I feel so bad for her since she's so emotional and stressed out from this whole ordeal, but I feel like she's also being unfair by asking me to do so much. On a personal note, she hasn't said thank you once to anything that I've done. Again, I've let it slide due to the amount of information she's getting, people that are talking to her, and family that are consistently calling her for updates. But it does anger me slightly that she hasn't shown any gratitude and is now asking me for even more. Again, I don't mean to make this about myself, but I've torn on if I should make this huge sacrifice and help Jennifer, or if I feel like she's asking for too much now. What should I or she do?
Mm. Mm.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
writer. Jennifer can always ask. Okay. I believe in shooting your shot. Okay.
That's a hell of a shot to shoot.
But that don't mean she gonna sink it. Okay. It's your whole paycheck. It's your whole paycheck, fam.
She already
That's
giving
a lot.
30%. She already paying 30% on the rent.
Yeah. It's you gotta tell her you ain't got it. Because if you're agonizing about this, it means you don't have it. If it was an ask that she made and you got it, you wouldn't write a Reddit post about it.
Mm-mm.
If you said it'll essentially take up your whole paycheck. And you're asking me to do so much and it's too much and it's such a huge sacrifice. These are all key indicators to me that you don't have it like that. And she's assuming that you do because of all that you do for her and that you don't ask for nothing in return, including paying 30% of her rent, groceries, picking the kids up, being at the hospital, all this stuff. She's assuming that you got it. This is going to be a turning point. This could be a turning point in your friendship when you tell her, I would do anything for you. I don't have that. I don't have the whole month. I could do what I've been doing, and you could see if you could find somebody or a couple people to help you come up with that other 70%, or you can talk to your leasing office, let them know what the situation going on and see if they can make an exception or give you an extension, but I don't have it. And then watch her response, because a lot of people keep you in their life for what you do for them and not for you. And so if she starts to make you feel like you're doing something wrong by protecting your own finances and your own household, then you know where you stand with that person. But if she says, "Friend, I understand. I thought I'd ask because you always been here, so I thought I would ask, but I completely understand," then you know, then you might even be more inclined to help her out. If she says, "I completely understand. Thank you so much for all you've been doing. I know I haven't really gotten a chance because everything's been such a whirlwind. I haven't got a chance to say that." You know, if that's the turn the conversation takes, you might be more willing to say, "Okay, maybe I can kick in 50%." Right? But all of the language in here is telling me you ain't got that. And you need to tell her you don't have it. It is it's hard. I know it's hard. This is your friend, your longtime friend, and you see she's struggling, but you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're struggling, but you can't fill from an empty cup. And it just is what it is.
I like your sympathetic approach to this.
Mhm.
You know,
Okay.
I love the empathy and the sympathy that you are showing
Yeah.
the poster and Jennifer.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand,
Oh boy.
am not gonna be like that.
Okay.
The hell you asked me to pay your whole damn rent for it? You out your mind?
Yeah.
That's a hell of an ask. And I know you say you shoot your shot. No, there's just some things that you just don't ask for. And now maybe it's something wrong with me because I'm genuinely the person that doesn't ask for help when I need it. And that's a problem in and of itself.
Right.
But this is asking for way too much. Fact of the matter is, why wasn't she taking her ass to work? Her kid needed to have surgery. The kid's in the hospital. I get it. But if your homegirl is sitting up there helping out,
right,
to take your ass to work while your homegirl is there. I can go pick up a couple of hours on my shift or something like that. Go start a GoFundMe. Start an OnlyFans. Okay, do something. Do something. Don't ask me for your whole rent. The audacity. If the person had phrased it a little differently and been like, "Hey, look, you know things is a little tight. I got all this stuff going on. Is there any way that you might be able to give me a little extra more on the rent than you normally would? If you can't, that's cool. I understand, but a little bit more. Not, can you take care of the whole month? Because this is the one point that you didn't bring up that was specified by the poster. She said her friend said it would only be for this month. I don't believe that, because she hired a lawyer to sue the school. First of all, it's a case where it's like a car accident case. What do they call those?
Car accident?
No. Where you got the malpractice, not malpractice lawsuits, but it's like a personal
liability,
personal injury, things like that.
Injury, yes.
They take that. They don't take no money up front. They take it. They cut at the end when they win.
Right.
So what lawyer fees are you paying? That's first and foremost. No, that's second, because I already pointed out how the hell she gonna ask for the whole month, right? So that's second.
Right.
That's actually third, because the second thing that I pointed out was that she could have been taking her ass to work when a friend was there. She might as well just move in with a friend. You paying 30% on the rent anyway. How much of a friend do you got to be when you're hurting yourself in the process?
That was my point. Like, you cannot overextend yourself for
I'm not
other
talking about
people,
overextending
regardless
yourself
of their situation. You can't put yourself in a bad situation to help them out of a bad situation.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, when is it a time where you be selfish for yourself and say, "Hey, look, friend, I love you to death, but you are costing me money that I could be doing other things with. I could be living my life. You're hindering me living my life, because at no point did she say that her friend was like, yeah, once I get on my feet with these other jobs, you won't even have to pay me the 30%. No, this is a built-in monthly expense for your friend. And look, I'm all for helping people. I'm all for it. But for her not to even say thank you, that means that she feels like this help is just part of the friendship.
That's why I said to clock her response to saying no.
Yeah,
And
but
it to me, it doesn't. It says, in addition to paying 30% of her rent, I also provide groceries. Yes, I know it's above and beyond, but I care about the kids, and I see Jennifer is truly struggling. So it doesn't sound like this is something Jennifer is asking for. It sounds like it's something that the author is offering.
so you
But
think that the author has been offering this, and that gave Jennifer the idea, like, can you just take care of all the rent since you're doing so much anyway?
yeah, that it makes me think that Jennifer thinks she's got it like that. You need to let her know that to pay her entire month of rent, I don't have that.
Well, she said to just take up her whole paycheck.
Yeah, that means I don't have it, because I have my own bills and expenses and things I have. I can't spend my entire paycheck and I'll get another one for 2 weeks. Like, I can't go 2 weeks broke so that you can have your rent paid. I don't have it. And
And
then
she,
clock her response.
yeah,
Join the conversation and follow the Unsolicited Perspectives podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio podcasts.